in my purpose on purpose. So I'm walking in my purpose on purpose. On purpose. On purpose. So I'm walking in my purpose on purpose.
So today with us on Stewart Talk, we have with us a special guest, one who's been top in the area the last couple of years, who's really been doing good, excelling on the court, off the court academically. This is a great student athlete, one who has great character, great hard work, great determination, the fight in her, the heart in her, great team player, it's like none other. Today we have with us the one and only Miss Corniya Clay. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So as we speak on this senior season coming to an end, taking a look back at when this thing got started, how old were you when you first started playing sports, and was basketball your first sport?
I played the first year I played was in kindergarten. My mom used to play basketball, so I was always here like, oh yeah, your mom played. So I was like, oh, I want to play too. But
Yeah.
it started my kindergarten year. I played for about 2 years, and then I decided to just like try different sports. I didn't really like it at first.
Yeah.
But then I started to see like, okay, maybe I can be good at this. I got the mentors. I got my mom, who was a dog back then when she played. So I had the opportunity to be able to be good. So
Yeah.
it made me want to get back into it my seventh grade year and work hard and get to where I am today.
So when did you see that it started really taking off and excelling, seventh and eighth grade year?
Yes, I could see it really started taking off when I started playing and start high school, their junior league. I could see, my scoring ability was really good. I was always willing to win, and I can just see the work that I put in, the hours that people didn't see. They
Yeah.
really started to come into light on the court.
Yeah. What do two names that come to mind, Terry Hill and Coach Dontamian Fleming, they helped you with your training? What do they mean to you, and how have they helped you as far as your game?
Oh yes, they're one of the greatest people I have in my lives. As well as Coach Daryl Gaston as well. Out of them three, they have pushed me to my limits. They're always kept it real with me. That's one of my biggest things. Like, how am I gonna get better if I'm not being told the real? So they've been with me for years. They've always pushed me to my limits. Each one of them has like taught me something really specific that I'll really carry on for the rest of my life. So even off the floor, they have been great mentors for me, and I still can't to this day thank them enough for the work that they put in into me.
Yeah, because a lot of people didn't see the hard work. Like I seen clips and seen video and just seen your mom post. So that was able to give us the opportunity to see you putting in the hard work, the extra month, the work. Can you explain to the youth what hard work is and what hard work means to you?
Oh man, hard work means doing it when you don't want to do it, working hard when you don't want to work hard. I heard this quote that said, if you it said if it ain't hurting, you ain't working.
Yeah.
So, just keep on working, and even when it's burning, even if you don't want to do it, if you're tired, if you're ready to leave, you got to keep working, because you could be in the gym all day long, but if you ain't working, if you ain't pushing past your limits, you ain't doing nothing.
Yeah. You mentioned your mom played, and her being Misty Horton being an excellent, outstanding player, like one of the tops in the area during her time. Did you feel like it was going to be shoes to fill? Did you feel the pressure, or did you use that to fuel you to be good? Because you knew my mom a dog, I want to be that. How was that transition for you?
It just made me work even hard. My mom always told me she wanted me to be better than her. I don't really know if I'm better than her. I don't know. I got to see some clips or some games, but it was never anything. It wasn't never a pressure towards me. It just made me feel, you know, able to work even harder, because it's like I got a great mentor right in front of me. I got the opportunity to be coached by one of the best players played around Toledo.
Yeah.
So, just, having that mentor, my mom, is the main thing that was amazing to me, to just, keep working hard. And it was never a pressure. I always loved to, hear that my mom was a dog or she was really good. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And family, what has that meant to you, and how has the support helped you? Like, you have a great support system in your family. You got the legendary coach Tally, I know he was giving you gems. Then you got your mom, and how has the family support been up until this point?
Oh, it has been amazing. My family has been here every step of the way since I played in kindergarten until my senior year. So they've always been here. They always travel to all my games. They've always supported me. Even in my bad times when I wasn't doing the best, they were still cheering me on. So the family has been a really big thing to me, and still I can't put it into words how thankful I am for the family and support that I have with me for these whole years I've played.
Yeah, and I even see you returning a favor with your brother, Damian Clay. As he had a great season as they team went to the States, and how you were supporting him. How was those one-on-one battles, and how was the competition? Was y'all pushing each other like each week? Like, come on, like how was that interaction?
Oh, that's one of my favorite parts. Having a little brother who pushes me as well as much as I push him. We get on each other's butts every time we messing up or playing around or anything. Just as well as him, he pushed me to my limits. I want to be a great example for him as well, to just let him know that he can reach whatever potential he want to reach if he puts in the work. So just having him around makes me work even hard, and I try to make sure I push him as best as he can too. Me and him go back and forth with who win, who won't, but most of the time he be beating me down because how much better he's got and how much stronger he is, how taller he is. So he got so much things that he's gonna do in life, and I can't wait to see it. And I just love, being around it, and me and him just being able to push each other every day. It's amazing.
Yeah, Damian Clay, we got to get you on the podcast next too.
Yes.
What do you love most about basketball?
What I love about basketball is you learn a lot. Like I've learned a lot even from outside of basketball. Like I learned communication skills. I learned how to work for what you want. I learned to understand that even if you work hard for something, it might not work in your favor. You might not get what you want. But I've learned a lot. I've met amazing people. Like even outside of basketball, like you learn a lot to carry on the rest of my life. Like after college, I will have things that I've learned from basketball that I can still apply to my life years later on.
Yeah, and what does community mean to you? And can you say to the youth how important it is to have community, have those supporting people? Like you have a picture, is you, is Denaya, and there's like a couple other people on there with you. That group, you always been together like that?
Yes, even my teammate VK Vaughn.
Yeah,
We have we have
I'm
been
trying
like
to get
since.
her on too. I've been trying to message her and get her. Shout out to her
Yes,
too.
yes. I've known her since probably sixth or seventh grade. So just having friends around you that support you as well and want to see you at the top is an amazing thing to me. And also the community, coming to the game, supporting. I see little kids all the time coming up to me saying, "Hey, you play for Central? I came to the games." And that's just an amazing thing to be a mentor towards others, and be a great example, even off the court, always being a great example for, the youth and the people around you, just to show, where you come from, and the work that you have put in. That has been a great thing that I've been trying to work on, and continuing to do good at is, being a mentor and a great person for the community.
Yeah, what type of leader do you think you are? Do you lead vocally or do you lead with your play? Because I remember, I know you're a selfless player because I even heard Brooklyn, y'all had an interview and she stopped her interview and gave you praise just what kind of player you is because the support system and just because you there for your teammates just as well as they there for them. So what type of leader are you?
I'll probably say I lead with my voice. I'm talking every single play up and down the floor. Like I'm talking on the offensive end, telling my teammates where to go, and I'm talking on defense. Making sure we locked in on the defensive end. So I think my tone, I've got comfortable with my tone for my teammates to be able to understand me, not necessarily on a disrespectful level, but for us being teammates and we're trying to win. So my tone and the way I speak on the court is a really good thing that has helped me, get glued with my teammates, and as well as I, do good at, communicating, they started to as well. And I think they already know the gameplay that I bring to the table. but just them hearing from a senior or a junior, hearing my voice and understanding, what I mean. I feel like that's a big thing that I bring to the table that helps me, my teammates, and the coaches as well. Basically, like a coach on the floor.
Yeah. Um, what sets you apart from other players? What part of your game do you feel sets like the university you're going to? What kind of player would they be getting?
My what sets me apart is my defense. A lot of people don't know I pick up full court. Like all the point guard, they passing it in, they turning around, I'm right there. Like I love defense. I feel like defense turns into offense. If I get a steal, it's an easy bucket on the offensive end. And I feel like the defensive end creates energy. So if you get a good stop or you get a 5-second count, everybody's clapping, cheering, and screaming. That's the big thing. Let's get a bucket on the offensive end. So I love defense. I want to rattle the point guard. I feel like the point guard starts the offense on the opponent's team. So if they can't get into their sets or they can't even get past half court, how are they going to be able to score?
Yeah.
So I love defense. I love the tenacity that I bring on the defensive end. And I love giving the energy. So when we get on the offensive end, we can score.
Yeah, you lead me to my next question. Easy. So, where did you get that from? Because a lot of people don't have that in you. I have watched many games where it was going to be a big game. It's a top guard that you're going to be holding, top guard in the area, the state, the nation, nationally ranked, and you're taking on the challenge, like you said, picking them up 94 feet, like, and really getting into them. Like, where did you get that mentality from? Because a lot of people don't have that.
Hmm. My mom always told me I was a small guard. I honestly don't think I'm little. Like I stand next to 6 foot players. I still think, I can challenge them. So, I think just me knowing that I'm, much smaller than others, I have to bring something different. I have to do something different. And a lot of people don't like to get low and play defense. And I know that's something that I really take pride in, and I know I have the ability to do. So, what sets me apart is my defense. I love playing defense, and just me knowing how I'm not as tall as the other players on the floor. I know I can do that because taller players don't like to get low.
Right. Can you share with us a memorable moment or memorable game in your high school career thus far?
I'll say a memorable game. One of my memorable games is my sophomore year. We played at Fremont Ross, and it was funny because like the crowd was going crazy. They were booing us, talking. They were saying the most outrageous things ever. But we ended up winning my sophomore year. It was a great atmosphere. Like the whole gym was packed. We were coached under wonderful Erica Haney,
Yeah, shout out
and
to
it was
Christine.
a yeah, shout out to her. It was a great experience. And my team, we didn't back down for what the crowd was saying, or the refs were completely against us. And it
Yeah.
was just a great atmosphere game. We didn't let the crowd affect us, and we ended up coming out with the win.
Yeah. What did you learn from being under Coach Haney, being that she played high college level, she played in the pros? What did you learn from her and what did she instill into you guys?
Oh man, she taught me a lot. Like when she came to the program my freshman year, I went there because of her. She taught me so many college level skills that many high school players didn't have. She gave us like a college feel, a college atmosphere when we practiced, when we played. Everything was quick. Everything was as if it was in a college set. She taught me so many skills that I still learn to this day that I don't even think that she knows that I still use. So her just, being a mentor, being straight up with me. That's what I love. Like I love, straight up, communication. So I know, okay, what I need to get better on, what I need to work on. She has taught me that. She has taught me how to be a leader on the floor, and she has prepared me for college, I would say.
Yeah. Being that you're an outstanding all league, all area, all state, you tops in your with your grades, your GPA, and your academics as well. How do you balance that? Being a teenager, having practice, having games, like how do you balance that and still make sure that you have your grades on point the way you do?
I feel like, of course, academics tie into all of it. Like, you want to get to where you want to get to, you got to put in work on, the floor and, outside of, the basketball court, academics as well. I stayed disciplined to myself. I knew that, as well as, playing basketball in college, I still want a degree. I still want to get that taken care of, and I think ahead on my future. Like, I want that degree to be able to get that job that I want to get. And, I can't do that if my grades are low, if they're not, setting together. So, my mom always stayed on top of me with that as well. Like, yeah, you doing good on the floor, but how was the grades? How is that going? She always stayed on top of
You
me with
sound
that.
just like her. You
Yes,
sound just
yes.
like her.
And I love that she stayed on top of me with that. So, I had my mom right next to me, reminding me that that's first.
Yeah. What aspects of your game do you feel like you need to work on, and how do you plan on, incorporating them as you start your transition to the next level?
I want to be, a little better rebounding. I'm small, so but I feel like it's possible. I watch a lot of college basketball and stuff, so I see smaller guards, rebounding down there. So that's something I want to do better at and try to work on and see how I can get in there with the big players, and get in there and rebound.
Yeah. What advice would you give to younger players who are aspiring to reach the same level of success as you?
Advice I would give is keep God on your side. Trust Him, trust His plan. And again, if it ain't hurting, it ain't working.
Yeah.
So just keep putting in the work, trusting God's plan, keep Him right by your side. And that vision that you have in your mind, you can achieve it if you keep God on your side and you put in the work.
Yes, and you having God in your life and having faith to allow you to trust and believe that He got you. What does faith mean to you?
Oh man, that's one of the most important things in my life. Around the time of my recruiting process, it was very hard, trying to find a home fit for me. And by the grace of God, I got an opportunity to play at Division 1 level,
Yeah.
and just, keeping my Bible open, keep praising him, and praising him in the hallway to the next open door. I never gave up my hope. I never gave up. I stayed in the gym, I stayed working, and I trusted that he was going to do it for me. I just couldn't give up. And that was a big thing for me. My faith is one of the most important things in my life.
Yeah, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of them not being seen. Um,
Amen.
what was the factor in you choosing your college that you're going to go to next year? And can you tell everybody what college you're going to attend?
Yes, I'll be going to Canisius University in Buffalo, New York. I've known the coaching staff, the two coaching staff, for years. They recruited me my sophomore year, and many coaches changes went around, and one of the coaches finally got a head coaching job this year, and I was the first, player that they called, and it was just amazing. It was so out of the blue, so out of nowhere. And that's why I said my faith is a big thing in my life, because I didn't give up. And
Yeah.
out of nowhere, by the grace of God, I got an opportunity, and I picked them because I've known them since my sophomore year. They recruited me when Erica Haining was at Central Catholic,
Yeah.
and just that coming up, and I was the first person they wanted. That was my sign from God that He was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, this is for you."
Yeah. And what would you say to the youth, and they're going to go through this process? They're going to have to pick and choose what college and choices that they need to make. What is the best advice you can give to them to help for they can make good decisions?
Yes, I heard this saying that says, "Go where you're wanted, not tolerated." And just going where a coach wants you rather than if I'll tolerate you. With
Yeah.
someone who's actually desperately needing you or wanting you. That's a big thing, not necessarily somebody who just needs to fill a spot. So having faith and trusting that God is going to enlight that light in you to take that opportunity. Just that's a big thing that helped me pick my school.
Yeah. And will you get to wear your number 4?
Hopefully, I don't know. I don't really know how
So
how they would pick the
that's what I
numbers.
wanted to ask you too. The number 4, where did you get in choosing that number?
Well, I don't know. I kind of like the one digit, number. I always wanted number 3. I really like number 3, but always every team that I played for, they didn't have a 3. So I was just like, okay, I'll go for 4. My mom used to wear number 14,
Yeah.
and I like single digit numbers, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and roll with the 4. But when I go to Canisius, if they don't got the 4 opportunity, if they got the 14, I'm gonna go ahead and roll with the 14.
Okay. And so
Yes.
did your brother rock the 4 because of you?
I think he wanted 0 or something. Don't quote me. I think he wanted 0, but he decided, okay, well, I'm gonna roll with the 4 because my big sis wearing number 4. I
Yeah.
think that's probably why he picked it. But then again, my mom rocked 14, so want to carry that down and wear some type
Yeah.
of 4 or 1 somewhere in there.
Looking ahead, what are your goals for your upcoming basketball career, your upcoming season, being a freshman? Like, what are your goals as far as academically, team wise, and individually?
Okay. For team wise, I want to help my team as best as I can. If it's in practice, if it's in games, getting somebody's confidence up. Any way I can help my team, that's what I want to do. I feel like I'm going to be going into a winning program. As best as I can do, I want to help my team. For the academic aspect, I want to continue to stay on top of that. My mom was going to keep on staying on top of me with that. At the end of the day, I want a degree. I want to graduate. And then I want to carry on whatever, I pursue onto my the rest of my life. For myself, I want to continue to grow as a person. As many ways as I can, I want to become better. And I feel like me being around the people I'm going to be around and the coaching staff, I would definitely be able to do that.
Yeah. What are some of the basketball players you look at that may be a role model or influence you or you pattern your game after?
I don't know if you know Notre Dame, Hannah Hidalgo. She's a dog point guard. She was a freshman this year. She's a killer. Like I've never seen. I watch a lot of college basketball, and over my 4 years of me watching college basketball, I started watching college basketball like my freshman, 8th grade year. She's the point guard that I've never seen play defense, and I love defense. And she averaged about like 5 steals a game, and it's
Wow.
just crazy. Just seeing somebody play defense like I want to play defense. I really don't see many point guard, play defense on the other end or, get into people's pockets. And after I seen her play this year, she's my favorite player. Like I
Yeah.
love her defense. She's really hungry, her tenacity. She's a really good scorer, really good leader. Like she leaded Notre Dame's team as a freshman. I love her game.
Wow. What would you say to a teammate that may be getting down on themselves, may miss a couple shots, got a couple turnovers, just looking down on themselves? What would you say to them?
Next play. I feel like that's really overlooked when people say next play. People really don't really think in depth on what next play means. I feel like the 2 seconds you take to moping and putting your head down is the time where where the other opponent is scoring on the other end. So next play, I feel like we all make mistakes in the game that we don't even realize. We continue to keep running up the floor. So next play is knowing like, all right, yeah, I did mess up, but guess what? I got another opportunity on the other end to get this steal or get this rebound to make a great play.
Yeah. On that last couple questions, what are you most excited for coming up next season in your transition when you go on college and you be a college freshman, you're gonna be a college freshman basketball player at a D1 school?
I feel like the thing I'm excited for is being around great people. I
Yeah.
love being around people I can learn from, and I know this coaching staff is amazing. I can already tell. So I wanna be willing to grow off the court and on the court, and I'm willing to win. I know they have a really good win tenacity, and I can't wait to be with a program who's willing to do that.
Yeah. So last thing, be whatever comes to your heart, speak something into the youth.
Um, Keep God in your circle. That's the main thing. Like, I over the course of, the couple years, I've honestly gave my life to Christ, and I let him move things in my life. And by the grace of God, I got an opportunity to play at a D1 level next year. And not only that, he has, switched my mindset, switched my focus. If you put in the work and you trust him, things will be granted to you. And if not, he has a greater plan, than what you feel like you deserve. And it's even better, So just having God in your life, trusting him, trusting the process, that's one of the greatest things that I have learned.
Yeah. And what would you say lastly, like for the youth or a young player or even a player as yourself that wants to follow Christ, wants to be saved, want to, do this, but worry about how to do it or worried about what people is going to say, what can you say to them being confidence? Because this is the reason why we do those interviews, and you touching me so deeply because of what you're saying. Your testimony is helping somebody else. We're overcome by the word of the Lamb and the words of our testimony. So your testimony allows another person to say, dang, that's how Corniya do it. And I follow her game and she's successful and God is helping her. I want that. So now they're going after that, or they see your hard work. So now they're in the gym. I just watched this interview. I just seen her. So I'm about to do what I did. Just like you said, you seen the guard from Notre Dame. So what would you say for them to help them do that with their process in that? Because it's not, I mean, you guys are young. You guys are, new to God. You finding out about God, but then you got other people that's doing different stuff. What has helped you thus far?
It's a Bible verse that says, "Seek and you'll find." So just keep on praising and prayer, and things will come into the light. I've also learned over my process that you could be the only person, you could be the only Bible that someone ever reads. So just keeping that motive to I'm gonna keep praying. I'm gonna keep if I don't even see it, I know it's coming. And eventually it will be open to you. And it was hard for me to understand that at the beginning, because I'm like, okay, I keep praying, but what is, like, nothing is happening. But he will show himself to you. And I feel like the greatest thing is reading that Bible, praying every morning, every night, and just becoming that person that he needs you to be. And just looking at mentors who are trying to follow Christ. That was something that I really had to open my eyes to, and trust him and trust his process in my life.
Dang, can't be said. We're gonna end on that note. Can't be said much better. We thank you, Corniya Clay, for this. We're spotlighting you for the great student athlete that you are. We pray that God guide you, govern you, give you direction. May your steps be ordered. May he cover you. May he give you the knowledge, information that you need as you down there. May he protect you. May his angels surrounding about you. No weapon that is formed up against you shall prosper, because you are
Amen.
covered by the blood of Jesus. And when you down there, may he give you the strength, the wisdom, the courage to be bold and to walk in your greatness. Here on Stool Talk, we walk in our purpose on purpose, and that's what you're doing. And we pray that God just continue to give you favor and put you around all the right people, because it's not our will, but it's his will to be done. Yep. And you're a great reflection of it. So we just thank you.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, see, and oh my God, see, y'all ain't about to keep doing this to me. Just like with this interview, I've been wanting to interview you for so long, but your mom was like, just wait, it's gonna happen. Perfect timing, because it's not our will, it's God's will.
Yes, amen.
To make it work out. Yeah.
Yes,
So
thank you for having me. I'd love to get back on again.
Oh, you're okay, for sure, for sure. Hey,
Yes.
you gotta reach out to Brooklyn, tell her I'm trying to get her too.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much.